We're going to meet our imposter monsters. So it's helpful to think of our imposter monsters as falling into these 5 categories. And I'm going to share with you the descriptions of each one, and I want you to think about which ones resonate with you. Keep in mind, this isn't about you. This is about the monster or the voice in your head that's giving you these messages. So these are some unfavorable characteristics, but just know that this isn't a reflection on you as a person. This is a reflection of your imposter monster. And these messages are pre-programmed in us from whatever, right? Childhood, teachers, parents, caregivers that sent us these messages. So this is not something to beat yourself up about. And so I invite you to think about which of these messages resonate. You can have more than one. We usually have one primary imposter monster, and I'll share which one is mine. And once we get to know them and recognize them and learn the scripts that they tell us, then we can learn to override those scripts. So this is really important. I invite you to just listen along without judgment, just curiosity, and take notes on your handout. And then you're also going to have an assessment at the end so you can dig a little bit deeper if you're not sure which one or which ones resonate for you. The first one is the perfectionist. And the perfectionist has very high standards. The perfectionist believes that everything needs to be perfect before it goes out into the world. Otherwise, people will judge them. They strive for flawless work. They're highly critical of any mistake that they make. They tend to be more critical about themselves than about others. And because they're afraid of failing or appearing incompetent, they avoid trying new things. Next is the superhero. And the superhero likes to prove their worth through being constantly busy. So the message that the superhero sends is, if you're not doing something, if you're not being productive, you're useless. You have to show others your worth by showing that you're constantly busy and getting things done. Otherwise, people will see you as not being a useful member of the team. And the superhero doesn't like to tell people no. So the superhero has a hard time setting boundaries and believes that if they say no, that, people won't like them or they'll be, seen as unhelpful. And so these are some of the traits of the superhero. Next, we have the expert. And this one, I have a friend of mine, I'll share an example after I share the traits, who shared with me some insight from taking this class that I thought was great that related to the expert. The expert needs to have all the facts and all the data and all the certifications before they take any actions. So that the expert and the perfectionist have some sort of similar traits, but the expert feels like they need to prove their expertise with their certificates and their initials and their report cards or degrees. They also are they're not satisfied with enough information. So they're constantly seeking more information. And if they don't have all the answers, they feel inadequate. So they'll often retreat and not speak up if they don't have all the answers. A friend of mine who has a master's degree in organization development and has been in HR for many years and has many years of experience was having a conversation with me a while ago, and we were talking about doing a diversity, equity, and inclusion workshop. And she'd worked in DE&I for years in her old role, but she said, I don't know, I feel like I need to go back and get another master's before I could really show myself as somebody that could teach on that topic. So that's an example of somebody that has proven that they do have the knowledge, and yet they believe that if they don't have another set of credentials or initials behind their name, that they're not able to or worthy of delivering that content, which is why it's important to unpack these and question these beliefs so that we can get past them and get out there and show up as the best version of ourselves and